sorry, it is such a compact swapping around, and you can see computer up there, so I can't even see what's going on. So it's been a little bit heavy. We've got the replacement for Jason, a little bit more interactive than what Jason normally does. So we've got things on there that we still got to pay for. And I'm not recording. I think we've got everything sorted. Excuse the cast because we've got the fluorescent lights in here as well. And make it a bit of a green cast, so you have to excuse the overcast. We do have the fan on. Thank you for this young gentleman by the side, because I will introduce in a moment. How's everyone looking? Have a look on here. Here. Sound is awful, sound is choppy, can't hear a thing, too much sound static. Okay, let's turn up. Is that better? Sound-wise? Oh, is that better for sound? I don't know. Let me know. We're peaking. Let's have a look. Hang on. Let's see if we're peaking on this. Yeah, seems to be peaking on this particular mic, so I apologise if it is peaking a little bit. That looks like it may be a bit better. Let us know. Resume as possible. Oh, nice. Nice. So we are on air.
Sounds better. Ooh, better.
Better.
Yeah.
Better. Turn the fan off. So now we're going to start to sweat. So.
No.
What? No.
Someone have a mic in their pocket.
I have a mic. The sound is still bad, is it? Well, you're going to have to catch up.
It was better for a second.
It was better for a second. I think we're...
Somebody's saying better, now
Better, good. It takes a few seconds to get through. Right, we are sweating. So, a little bit of a change of plan. We're down here today in the workshop, not upstairs, so we don't have the refinements of those studio lights and all the cameras and the places. Hence the reason why I've got this camera. So Louise's camera is chucked over there in the corner. Excuse the surroundings, it's an absolute state here today. And cool. And today we are joined by this gentleman. You're not even there. There he is. Today we're joined by Lee. Just try and zoom in on this a bit. Should we try and zoom in on you?
Not really.
There we go. So we're joined by Lee, who you may know. I'll turn your microphone. Can't got your microphone. It should be on now. So can we check Lee's microphone as well? Can you hear Lee?
Is that okay? Can everybody hear me? Hi, Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lee. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Hi, Marcia.
So Jason's off. He's a bit pale today. We've got Lee in, as you can see. So if there's any questions that you want to ask Lee, this is totally really unprepared. We weren't aware of this until a few hours ago, what actually was going on today. So anything you want to ask Lee, ask away. May not be able to answer all the questions, obviously, because of all the glitters is still sort of
Yeah. If I can, I will.
Yeah,
Definitely,
obviously, yeah. So obviously, don't ask any questions that you shouldn't be asking. But yeah, perhaps you may talk. I don't know. Anyway, so there we go. We can't even see the computer. So what's happening on the computer over here? Because Louise is serving with a customer still. Yes, you can hear Lee. Sounds perfect.
Jack Andrew.
Thanks, Janet. Thank you for that. Andrew, I don't know why my sound is a bit. What should we say? Do you want to in? Oh, go away. Do you know? I think I may shut the shop. Stop these people coming through. Lee, tell them about yourself while I try and sort the mic out, if that's okay.
What would they like to know?
Or if there's any question, any quick question you want to ask Lee. Let me go over by here. in Louise's
See
spot.
what we've got.
What sort of questions? Andrew's, mine's glitchy, I know. I'm going to try and sort it out now. There's too much noise from Andrew's. I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn mine off. Right, turn mine off.
All sorted?
No, then I'm going to turn Louise's on. Okay, so everyone, how are you, Lee?
I'm getting on very well, thanks, Joe. Just managed to see that question.
Yeah, it is my mic, Shirley. I'm just trying to sort it out. I don't know what I'm doing here. Louise's
I'm
mic.
good, thanks, Jill.
So let's have a look on here.
Thanks for asking. Are you all okay? Enjoying this hot weather or not? It's a bit too hot to work in.
Victoria's saying Lee, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Okay. And there.
Which is always good.
Which is always good. I'm just trying to sort out microphones because we're all over the place at the moment. Turn that one on there. Is this punishment for all the adjustable saw frame jokes?
I love an adjustable myself.
You do have an adjustable, don't you?
I do use an adjustable saw frame, amongst others, but if it works for you, use it.
Why not? Let's have a look. Is that working? Is this one working? Okay, so I am working on Louise's camera, so that's working. Okay, Lee, how do you like working in Andrew's shop, and what are you busy with? Now, who said that? That was Scrap Over Engineering said yes.
There's just so many repairs coming in at the moment. We're just trying to keep up with doing all those. So there's a varied selection from ring sizings, change repairs, just changing over broken catches and the like. So a very varied bag of repairs, really. So that's what we're doing at the moment, trying to keep up with all that. I don't know whether it's people getting ready to go away on their holidays, they're breaking things, but it seems to be all broken repairs at the moment.
It's just crazy, isn't it, at the moment?
It's been flat out, really busy.
And I was hoping for a nice, fairly quiet week this week. I know you can't really see me. Yeah, I was hoping for a quiet week, but not a chance.
No chance, no chance.
So we got a lot of mess going around. So let's have a look. What else we got? You're working with Andrew and the gang now. Question: how did being on the show affect your business? That would be Jules Haynes.
It's been a funny one. In some ways, it's brought in new people to me for commission work, things like that. In other ways, not so good. There's certain things I can't talk about. But yes, it's helped in one way. It was a great experience and really enjoyed it. Yeah. But it's taken a while to catch up on the backlog of work that I have had. So we're just starting to get through it now. So if anybody's out there, I do apologise if I haven't got back to you yet, but we're getting there. And I said there's lots of repairs going in and out at the moment. We're trying to get things without getting caught on the camera. Let's have a look what else is there.
What have we got? What's happening in the shop? I'm always first collecting my children. It sounds perfect now. Lee, have you designed anything since being on television? Says Gillian.
Oh yes, there's lots of new things, lots of new collections coming out. Just not getting the time to get anything up on the website. But there's lots of new things to come. So if you keep an eye on the website or the Instagram, then there will be new pieces come in. Some exciting bits. I think I mentioned on the show that stone setting was an area that I wanted to do a lot more of and get better at. So that's what I've been focusing on, is the stone setting side of things, and just playing around with different ideas and finding my own way of doing things. I think that's I think that's something you've got to do as a maker, is just find your own way. You can read all the books and watch all the videos, but sometimes you've just found a way of doing it yourself that works for you. So just keep practicing things and you get there in the end. Hopefully.
Sorry guys, I keep walking in front, but we are having problems with the microphone. Let's put that on there.
Thanks, Gillian. Yeah, keep a watch. I'm just not getting the time to get everything up on the website and onto Instagram, but I'm starting to manage things a little bit better, and I've just got to manage my time and get things done. So hopefully the next week there'll be some new stuff up.
Is that okay for now on the lobster, I think?
Yes, absolutely,
yeah. If it gets any
What's my favourite gadget?
Thank you.
Since being over working with Andrew, I don't know whether you can see the puck. the PUK. Just a fantastic machine for doing these very, very, very small repairs. It's amazing. I can't believe how you can get in and do these tiny repairs. It's something I've never come across before. And thankfully, since being here, it's something I've been able to do a little bit of training on and just slowly getting used to using it. But what a fantastic tool. So at the moment, that's my favourite gadget. It's fab.
It is good because we can get into the tightest, smallest little chains, and it's just absolutely amazing, isn't it?
It is. It's a wonderful tool.
Good.
Expensive, but if you're running a commercial business, it's something that you can't be without. Really, it really is a fantastic bit of kit.
It really is good. Julian's saying, Lee, did you feel you learned anything helpful from working with the others on the show?
Oh, definitely, yeah. During lockdown, how my jewellery has come on, and as a maker myself, I've experimented with things that I never would have come across if it hadn't been for working with the other contestants. They opened my eyes to so many things. I was so blinkered, I was just repairing stuff and that was it. So, like I said, the new collections have grown out of what I've learned from the show, and it just keeps growing and growing. And on top of that, and now working with Andrew, I've got somebody, a mentor that can finally show me the way and help me out. So it's just good things to come, and it's just getting better and better and better. So yes, it's taught me a lot in more ways than one, sort of mentally and sort of the design side of things. Don't be afraid to try things. Try everything. Give it a go. You never know.
Hello, Louise.
Hello.
Okay, so Marcia, hello Lee. What was your greatest challenge on All That Glitters?
Waking up in the morning to get there on time. There was lots of early starts. I think the biggest thing for everybody was the time restraints. The time was so tight, we didn't have a chance to sort of think about it. You just had to get on and get the job done. It wasn't probably any of our best work because we were so restricted with the time, but it was a good challenge. It was good fun. It didn't seem it at the time, but looking back now, it was a real test. You know, it was good.
Louise, would you like to come and sit down?
Please.
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 Joe's asking, are you still in touch with any of the other contestants since the end of the show?
Yes, we've got a little WhatsApp group, so we all keep in touch. Some more so than others, but there's lots of people got lots of things going on. So it's as and when we get a chance to speak. Maybe not all together at once, but yeah. Sunny I keep in contact with quite regularly, and Dan I speak to quite often. Kim is always there with a text. And the others are just when they come. They're all really busy, so it's just trying to catch each other when we can. So yeah, it's good friends.
We've got someone was saying that Elizabeth was saying that she saw somebody on Facebook getting rid of all their torches in place of a laser welder. This surprised me. Could you truly do without a torch?
No. It really is for specialist work. Like I say, very, very small repairs. Your torch, no, it's fine. your main torch you need for everyday work. You know, you can't anneal with it for a start, so you're stuck straight away. So yeah, it is a deluxe tool, I suppose, Andrew, isn't it? It's,
it is, absolutely, yeah.
It is a luxury tool, but if you're a jobbing jeweller with a shop, it's a must-have. Yeah.
Because I found that a puck is great, but it will never replace the torch.
No.
You always sort of work the two in tandem. So there are some jobs that you can say, well, yeah, a puck is great for that because you can just quickly do the jump ring or so forth, or get those really fine chains that I had to spend half hour doing this afternoon.
Yeah.
The really, really fine chains. But then some things you can do with the puck and some things you can't do. So you just got to pick and choose what you actually want to do.
Yeah, and the fact there's no clean-up with the puck after is fantastic. Saves you a lot of time, doesn't it?
It does,
so
yeah. Just a little bit of soot, you can just sort of like wipe it over, get a bit of a scratch brush to go over it, and the job's all good. Can you all hear me now? And I think Louise has hers on as well.
I think my battery is gone, so I'm going to just shout.
Which one? Battery? Whose battery's gone? Battery.
Just
Battery.
20 dB. Can you hear me?
Can you hear Louise? We're all having a bit of problems today. There's Louise.
Where am I?
You want to listen by here?
Oh, I'm here. Hi, it's all a bit warm down here, isn't it?
It's absolutely
It's roasting.
boiling hot.
I'm okay.
So Louise, do you want to talk on your mic?
Yes, I just was.
Oh, you were? Okay, okay. What we're saying, is there no sound on any of them?
My battery's going.
We can
but
hear you all sound good.
fabulous.
Good, that's okay.
Good. Thank you.
Right.
Oh,
My God.
breathe.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it, We got microphones, there's no place in the workshop for anybody, and the customer comes in, one of us is going to have to jump up to see to them. We will turn the corresponding mics off, you don't want to hear what goes on. Right, I hope everybody's doing well. So we'll have the regular question and answers. Anything you want to ask, you're more than welcome, and if you want to ask a particular problem, technique, I'll happily give you an answer, and then also Lee can talk about the way he would do things as well, which is like a dual perspective, basically, on what we can do. Yes.
Good.
Is that Louise? Everything's okay? Oh, I just faded to black again. I do my fade to black, do we?
It's been one of those days, isn't
There we go.
it?
So there's Louise. Okay, Louise.
Yeah, how far did you get with these questions then?
We were just, Joe was asking, Jay's asking, Scrap of Engineer was asking, just some questions regarding Lee and so forth.
Mandy saying, can you use a disc cutter successfully on a 0.5mm titanium sheet?
A disc cutter, in the sense of 0.5 titanium, like a diamond doofus? I don't know. Yeah, I think we may be able to have a smiley.
I'm just laughing at the pigsty behind me.
I know. Should we narrow it in on you a bit?
No.
There. How about that?
All your sweets.
Ignore the sweets.
Box of Haribo.
That's Louise's stash.
It is not.
She hides in the corner and eats all the sweets. Oh, do you know what? I'm absolutely cooking.
It's getting warm, isn't it?
We had to turn the fan off because it was causing interference. So we had to turn the fan off as well. Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Do you answer the question?
Should we
Can you use a disc cutter successfully on 0.5?
Is it a general purpose disc cutter, or are we talking a diamond disc in a pendant motor?
Can you give us a bit more info, Mandy, if you're still on? Please, and then we can
answer your question. Yes.
Yeah, just a little bit more detail would be fab.
Yes. Okay. So. Should we have? Yeah.
Oh, somebody's trying to come in.
Customers.
Okay. So we've got here.
Go on, quickly before they come in. Here we go.
Love you two, such a cute couple. What are you two?
Oh. It's lovely.
Right, I'm going to have to go and answer this customer.
Okay, Louise is going to have to go down to customers, so we're going to have some back and forwards again in front of the cameras, but we're going to have to go over and have a look. You can keep those on, Louise. I'm going to turn it off here. Okay, turn it off then. Okay.
Same disc cutter you'd use for silver or copper?
Oh, what sort of disc cutter do we use there? I don't know.
I guess we're talking in a pendant motor, are we?
I think we'll come back to that. I think we may have a diamond disc cutter here, and I've got some titanium sheet upstairs, so perhaps in a few minutes, once I can nip upstairs, and we'll try it live and see if it works. And that's the only way to try things out, isn't it? Lee, what's the next one?
Let's have a little look. Disc cutter. I tried to flatten square wire. I twisted.
Yeah.
In my new Durston roller mill, I wrapped it in thick paper towel, but it
Yeah.
appeared to flatten it and also seemed to scratch my rollers. What did I do wrong?
Flatten wire.
It was twisted.
Twisting.
No, it was twisted and tried to flatten it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So in theory, if it has twisted, you can. If it's square, you pass it through the V grooves, don't you? To pass it through, and then that would make it. When's that for?
Tomorrow.
Oh, thank goodness for that. And that would keep it nice and straight. A paper towel wouldn't mark the rolls.
No.
Sometimes what happens is, if you got like a bit of oil on the rolls and you pass a towel or something through, you may get a bit of an imprint of the pattern of the towel, but it doesn't mark. Nothing like that should mark the rollers themselves. So that should not have taken. It shouldn't have made any difference at all. And if it goes through, I don't really understand.
I don't know how it's.
No.
Nothing. If it's stronger than the steel, it's going to mark the rollers. That's why you never put anything other than the precious metals through. And the paper towel, I don't see why that was used. It's just going to hinder your being able to see what's going on.
And I wouldn't see why put paper towel through. I'm not quite sure why.
No, it's hard to know without actually seeing what was going on. So it's a tough one, but it shouldn't have marked your rollers.
No.
Was it twisted? Had you twisted it purposefully as a design pattern, and he was just trying to untwist it, or had it just gone a bit wrong when he was doing something else?
Yeah, so we don't know.
Yeah.
But a bit more information on that question, and again, happily answered. And Louise is back. Maybe have another question, please, Louise.
Yeah, Sandra, hi Sandra, is saying, when attaching jump rings and needing to get in and out fast, how fast is fast? With Smith's LT/oxypropane, less than or more than 30 seconds. Should the flame ever be on the joint itself?
So if you're using a Smith's little torch, you should be out within seconds, really. A Smith's little torch, if you have number 6 tip, you can get in and solder jumping really quick. And if you get the tip of the, I haven't got my board rubber, but here's the nozzle. Oh my gosh, this isn't a very good one, is it? So, there we go. So you have like this, don't you? So this is like your bushy blue flame. You can just about see that, and just about ish. But if you have the tip of the blue flame...
Can I just stop you, Andrew? I just have my...
Oh, okay, no problems. That's okay.
Did anybody hear the question? I didn't have my mic on. I'm so sorry. I'll read it again. Sandra's saying, when attaching jump rings and needing to get in and out fast, how fast is fast? With a Smith's or oxypropane, less than or more than 30 seconds, should the flame ever be on the joint itself? Sorry, that was the question.
Yes, the flame should be on the joint. Obviously, the faster you heat up the joint, the better. You can go a little bit too hot and melt it. It's just knowing the position of the torch on the actual joint itself. But you can get in and out within like 2 or 3 seconds, really, isn't it?
It doesn't take long, but it's doing the job right. Andrew said, if you melt it, you've got to do it all over again and set up, so you've lost a lot of time. It's just making sure that you see the solder flow for the 2 sides, so it is joined.
And it's also the position of the flame as well, isn't it? You've got to keep the flame pointing. The flame has to be sort of pointing away from your piece, because if you linger the flame too long and the piece is by here, you're going to start to melt. So so you just have to get that joint right on the tip, and you don't really even have to have it on that tip. It's just the amount of gas and the oxygen you have in the nozzle coming out, so you don't really have to have that tip on the joint. Maybe too hot. If the jump ring's too thin, you'll melt it, but definitely within about 2 or 3 seconds you should be come along, flux it, put the solder onto it, put the flame onto it, and then take the flame off, and that is literally all that you need to be doing, don't you think, Lee?
Yes, just make sure that the ends are touching, because obviously if you're not completing that circuit, the heat can't travel through for it to flow into the joint. So it's making sure everything's right in the prep, and then it shouldn't take long, the actual solder itself. No.
Yeah, exactly. Louise, may we have another question?
I think it was a standard disc cutter.
The arrow is saying, I wanted to know what tools I would need to increase ring size and repair post. I have a ton of damaged jewels, too much to pay for. What tools would I need to increase ring size and repair?
So if they're going to be plain wedding bands, an upright ring stretcher, which you can just about see there, right above my finger. That's a Durston upright ring stretcher. If you come this way, and you can just about see a gem ring stretcher. The problem is I can't show you because it's actually fastened onto the bench, and I'm not picking up the tripod with the camera and everything else on it. But it's a gem ring stretcher. I can almost even draw that, you can't even see. It's a gem ring stretcher you're going to want. It has the little dies, and you can stretch, you can roll the ring around a wedding band, not wedding band, a gem ring stretcher. So if you search for gem ring stretchers, you should be able to find the right equipment to enlarge it. If you want to make them smaller, you're going to have to cut and take a little piece out and then solder it back. And obviously then you need to refinish it, as you'd have to do if you had the gem ring stretcher, so you'd have to buff it and then polish it. So it's not just a simple matter of buying one piece of equipment to do the job. It's one piece of equipment to make it bigger or smaller, and then other peripheral pieces of equipment and tools to get to finish it. So it's not just a very simple matter, unfortunately. If you want to answer that one?
Well,
that's about it.
Don't ever try to stretch a gem set ring, an engagement ring or anything on the other stretcher,
right
because you
stretcher.
compromise the settings and just pull it all apart. So yeah, that's the right tool for the right job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got any videos on that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are quite a few films
Yeah.
on YouTube that shows how to stretch rings, but yeah.
Good.
Nice.
David, hi David. David Soul. He sold his first piece over the weekend. Yay!
Well done,
Fantastic.
David.
Amazing. Well done.
Well
That's
done.
nice.
That's what we want.
Yeah,
Well done.
that's amazing. Well, funnily enough, we sold our first piece of
Calon on the
I
weekend
didn't
as well.
Well,
do
yeah,
it,
go on,
obviously,
you can
I
take the
should
glory.
do
You
it,
can
know,
take the
photos and
glory.
yeah. So yeah, it's just quite a feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always good.
Yeah, amazing. Well done. First of many. Brilliant. Did we answer your questions, Lee? Do you like working in Andrew's shop?
It's fab. Yeah. It's
I wasn't sure if you answered.
I don't know. We got.
No,
Yeah.
I just went
Do you
through
like
it.
Sorry,
We
that
were
was-
just
Do
quickly
you like
grabbing.
it, Lee?
Yeah, no, it's fab. Please help me. No, they do let me go home. It's like a little family here. I've not been used to that, so it's nice to work somewhere where you are appreciated. I think it helps, and just that not being stuck on your own in a workshop is great for getting things done, but sometimes you need other people around you just to bounce ideas off. So it's been fab. It's like I said, my jewellery has come on so much in the last year, and now more so being here with Andrew and Louise and having access to all these fab tools as well. So it's it's great.
Pants.
Sorry?
The top
And the banter, yes, yeah, I'm still getting used to that. But no, it's been great. Thank you very much. No, I'm really enjoying myself.
But it is good, isn't it? Because there are things that we're doing that other workshops don't necessarily do, because we've got like someone came in with like a gold-plated necklace that we've got to make up a silver bracelet and then gold-plate it. So we've taken that one link, we've done an RTV, a room temperature vulcanized mold of it. So Lee's seen all these processes, the wax injection. I think we did lost wax casting a few weeks ago.
Yes, yeah.
So there's loads of things that we're able to do that is sort of helping Lee. We're doing some stone setting. So it's
all good.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's something that
It's
is
a great
different.
place to work, because it's like, since I've been here as well, I'm having opportunities to do things that I wouldn't have. It's very laissez-faire, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you want to have a
I
try
beg your pardon. What was that?
Laissez-faire.
What's it? Oh, you're very posh.
yeah.
How you go honeymoon in Paris?
It means kind of like, go along with the flow.
And it is. You've been on the bench this afternoon.
I have,
Yeah.
I've been doing it.
Yeah.
I've been cutting off the sprues. I've been, taking matters into my own hands now with the new stuff.
Getting the work done.
Try and get the proper work done, yeah.
So it is good in that respect. isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
Mm.
Diverse.
Lots of ways, but
Diverse.
yeah.
You're not just simply doing a solder and chain, solder chains, or just resizing. There's all sorts of things involved. So next question then, please.
Okay. Another question for Lee. Did you feel you learned anything helpful from working with others on the show? Sorry if we've had these questions. I might have missed them. I don't know what I've missed.
No, it was fab. Like I said, I've learned lots of new things from the other guys on the show. I was very blinkered in what I was doing, so to come across other people, I've never met many jewellers before, so it was nice to just sit and chat with those about all sorts of things. It's been an immense learning curve the last 12-18 months, and it's just going to go from strength to strength now. I've got that passion back, that thirst for making again, which I hadn't had for quite a few years. It's great just to be back at the bench. And like Louise said, over here with the banter, with everything, and learning new things. It's just all good things to come.
Because it can be quite a solitary profession, can't it? You
Yes.
can work on your own, you do the things, you just do your socials and so forth. And I think this is something that Sonny touched on, was that he found it very solitary. But he said, I think we asked him, what advice would you give? And he said, join forums, get out and see people, and actually mix and talk with other people as well.
Definitely.
Because, as you say, you get stuck in one style of jewellery or technique and so forth, and you don't see what else is happening around you.
Very
but then,
good.
as you say, by then going with the other jewellers there, they may be in the same boat and they see what you do, you see what they do, and then the world becomes a bigger and better place, isn't it?
Definitely. It's just learning from others. You're always going to put your own sort of slant on things, so there's nothing that hasn't been done before. It's just what you can bring to it and how you can improve it in your eyes. So it's it's all good.
It's all good. Good. Louise?
Julian wants to know if you've met the shop ghost.
Well, there's been a couple of little things that probably Mrs. Lloyd has had a hand in, but not face to face, not yet.
No, none of us
Not yet, don't
No,
push.
and I've not been up the attic. I've not been up the
tempt
attic
her.
yet.
No one's gone face to face with her yet, but we've heard her rumblings.
Bless her.
Let me another question.
Okay. Someone saw on Facebook group getting rid of the torches.
Done that
in case
one.
they've done that one. Yeah. Will there be a second series of Watercutters? Yes, there will.
Yes, they will. Yeah.
Have they started?
I think they're
Filming?
looking for contestants.
They
They
were-
contestants.
And then they were
Yes.
looking then for projects and for the
Yeah,
commissions.
it's been commissioned. It's definitely going to be a second series. Yes, yeah, very. I think they're starting very soon. Very
In
soon.
the pipeline, yeah.
Yeah.
Watch this space. Well, not this space, but we'll tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
So watch this space. Lee, have you ever set a watermelon tourmaline?
No. I've got lots of rose cuts. That's something that's coming as well with the rose cut tourmalines. I did have some recently, but they weren't quite up to scratch, so I didn't use them. But not yet. But they are beautiful. There's some beautiful big cabs as well out there. A little bit different from what you usually see. Big sort of blocks of tourmaline, but with that watermelon colour graded through. So they are lovely. Yeah.
Because you fancied seeing some watercolour.
I saw one of Kerry Gregory's a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago, and it was I don't think it was a Pariba,
Pariba's
but
a
it was the
bright
colour. She
blue,
calls
yeah.
it an electric blue tourmaline.
There's electric blue. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it was from. I know she would know, but it
Yeah.
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just. Well, it was like you said, it was like a jelly bean.
Yeah,
That's what I like about
One
it.
of the blue. Don't eat
If
too
she
many
still
of them.
got it, I
No,
must have.
you don't want to be chewing that.
Okay. There was another question for. Where did I see? Laura is asking Lee, what was your favourite piece from All That Glitters and why?
My favourite piece that I made, or because we didn't get to see each other's work when we was actually filming. It's such, like I said, it was such a rush to do things. You didn't get a chance to wander around and have a look. You literally put it up on the stand or took it up to the podium, and you didn't get a chance to have a look at anybody else's. So it was only watching back on the television that you got to see things. I was very impressed with Dan's. I think it was his bangle with the kite shaped stones. So they were real difficult to set and make the settings for in the first place. I think the level of skill required for that is, I'll take my hat off to Dan. He's fantastic, fair play, as were they all. But that really stuck in my mind was Dan's, the way he'd set those stones in such a short time. I think it'd have to be his bangle. Yeah.
I think we were looking at that when it was on the television, and I was saying, yeah, you have your X amount of time to do it.
Yeah.
And just to make the bangle in that amount of time would be pushing it.
Lots
but
of
also
cutouts,
to make
yeah.
all
And
of
the
those
settings.
settings as well.
And the type of stone.
Yeah.
Fair play.
To set. So yeah. Hands off.
A lot of work.
Hats off to him. Absolutely. Yeah. Louise.
Did you answer Sandy's question about flattening square wire?
Yeah, we
Just a melt,
weren't
yeah.
too sure
I think
why, but we tried to say that the paper wouldn't make any marks on the rolling mill. It may show up on the rolling mill as a discolour, not discolour, but a
Left,
yeah.
yeah.
We've done that
It
one.
should wipe off.
Yeah.
Good. Janet wants to create a soldering station.
yeah.
Can't buy solder board / material on the island because she's in the Canaries.
Oh, right.
Can I get away with floor tiles made into a 3-sided box, then use solder block, charcoal and sieve it to melt silver?
I suppose because
Can she get fire bricks?
you can,
General
you
fire
should,
bricks,
you
you
could,
should
I
be able to
suppose
get
you could
those.
make it, you could make the hearth, couldn't you, out of floor tiles, and then providing the surface that you're soldering or melting on is reflective, and perhaps put the reflective surface on the back as well, then that would be better. If you have, like
Something volcanic? Can you nip over Lanzarote and
There's bound to be an alternative.
you must be able to get these little solder boards or these little soldering blocks like this. But if you had put say 4 of these on the base and perhaps 2 or 3 behind, just to reflect the heat, something like that would do. Lee's on his bench there. He's got if I can, John, can you just see that? Lee's got all this paraphernalia on his bench now, but yeah, he's got all the soldering, the soldering block, the charcoal block, and everything else. So yeah, as long as you've got something that comes around you, then.
Tidy bench.
Well,
come on,
not that tidy now.
Come on,
I try.
look at the state of my bench. What's wrong with it? Look at the state of my bench. You know, my bench, Lee's bench. Look, nice and tidy. Look. Next question. Sorry,
I should have been looking ahead.
No.
Michelle is saying, I have a bunch of wire a friend gave me with no labels. How can I tell the gauge without a wire gauge tool?
Just measure it with vernier
gauge.
Yeah, like a vernier or a slide rule or a caliper. There's no real way of telling exactly where to do it.
Got a draw plate. Would a draw plate have the increments on it?
Draw plates
just numbered, aren't they?
They're just numbered. Yeah. No, we use. Where's your
vernier?
Yeah. So these are sort of the things that we use on these little digital calipers that are really handy. So we use these, and these are quite cheap. You can also get dial versions as well without the batteries that are even cheaper.
Yeah.
Something like that would be ideal. That would tell you the size in millimeters, and then there are charts then that you can work on your millimeters to gauge. That would be your best way. There's no other way of doing it, unfortunately. Or you're going to have to buy yourself a little gauge to work out what the gauges are. Louise, maybe have another question. I'm cooling down a bit now. Goodness sakes.
Okay, David's got a question for Lee. When you sell your very first piece ever, where is it appropriate to brag? What is the limit for the brag?
Ooh.
I think everywhere's appropriate for
yeah,
the brag.
well, no, the first...
David, sorry.
Yeah, David, the first one's a big one. Yeah, tell everybody about it. Get them to share it as well, and spread the word. Spread the love, definitely. Yeah, it's lovely when somebody appreciates your stuff and likes it enough to want to spend money on it. So, yeah, it's a great feeling, and hopefully you'll sell many, many more. Yeah,
I think as well as asking people to write about what you've done for them, because we're all a bit shy, aren't we? About.
Oh my gosh,
I think it's easier. Like I will ask for you guys. Can you say what you thought about X, Y, or Z? And they will say lovely things, and then it's easier if there's a middle person, isn't it? But I think to do that yourself is sometimes very difficult.
Yeah.
But you just have to get into the mindset that, or even think about it as asking for somebody else.
Yeah.
And then make sure you share that and spread the information that they give you.
I think I found it. I still find it. I'm very timid and shy when it comes to some. Shut up! No one believes me. Look at them all. They're all laughing. Look, they're all laughing. But I think when you make something and someone is, oh yeah, that's great, come on, let me give you a hug, and that's I feel really
uncomfortable.
Yeah, you know,
me too.
I enjoy making it. This is where it works well between myself and Louise. I love making it, and Louise loves selling it. So someone comes in and they love it. I feel it is nice, but oh no, please, no, yeah. You know?
Definitely. Always have.
And then sometimes that's right. But sometimes that is a disadvantage, because you then are making it for the love of it, and you find it very hard then to price it up accordingly. Sometimes you end up apologising for the price.
Yes.
When they come and buy it,
yeah,
and this is really difficult.
It is hard to value your worth. It's taken me a long time to charge really what I should be charging. I'm not out to rip anybody off, but the hours things take sometimes, you do sort of talk yourself down and think, oh, I can't charge that, but you've put the hours in. So yeah, you've got to sort of factor that in and make sure that you value your worth. It's all good and well having somebody love it, but you're not doing it for free. You've got to sort of, put food on the table. So yeah, it's tough. Pricing, as Andrew knows, I find very difficult to, and I hate money. It's vulgar. And you love for somebody to be happy. You don't want to take any praise. It's just what you do. If they love it, that's great. But you do feel awkward sometimes when people tell you that it's fab, because it's just what you do.
But that's what you need, and this is what makes you authentic, and this is what it's word of mouth again, isn't it? So don't be afraid to ask for testimonials, and even get in touch with somebody like a week later, and just maybe even if you just ask them like 3 questions, because sometimes it's hard for people to give you feedback because they just say, well, I like it. But if you say,
Yeah.
you know, did you like, maybe
How
some
is it to
leading
wear?
questions.
Yes.
Yeah,
How
is
is
it
it to wear?
comfortable? Is
Yeah.
it this? Is it that? You know, do you like the... Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Maybe we'll think of something and put it on the forum in the
Yeah, be an idea.
social media. Yeah, but just some sort of, just 3 questions, because people, they'll love it, but they won't necessarily say they love it until you prompt them to say they love it. And then they're happy to tell everybody how much they like it.
Yeah.
But isn't it true that people, for every like 9 people who say something's rubbish, only one will say that it's good. It's something people complain, but they
People
don't
do.
say.
Yeah, you never get
That's human
praise.
nature.
People
Yeah.
are always quick enough to put
So you've
things
got to go
down.
and get it. You've got to go and get. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that
Yeah.
because I'm over here. You've got to go and get that praise, haven't you? You've got to.
Definitely.
Yeah, you've got to ask for it. They don't want to give it. They won't give it.
But sometimes it is embarrassing to ask, though.
That's just email it.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Send
yeah,
an email
yeah,
and you'll
yeah.
be surprised what comes back.
Yes.
If they don't want to do it, they won't do it. But if they genuinely love what you've done, they'll be
Yeah.
really happy to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you can
And the way,
put a disclaimer on the bottom saying, you know,
Yeah.
if you do reply with some feedback, I'll be sharing it on my...
and that's the good thing nowadays. Everybody, if somebody likes things, it's straight on Instagram, or and
Yeah.
that's a good sign. If somebody's
Tell the world,
out there with it. Yeah.
David, tell the world.
Sorry.
Tell the world.
Tell the world. Tell the world.
Don't be
and say-
shy.
And put it everywhere. Put it on Instagram. Put it on Twitter. Not many people use Twitter that I know of. And put it on Facebook. Put it on everywhere you possibly can do it. And if you've got a website, these free websites, Wix or Squarespace, whatever, put the piece up there and put your main piece. And if you just sold it, put it
Great,
up there.
yeah.
Just
And
shout
the
it
same
from the
way you
top.
put your feedback, I put it just anywhere where you think it's appropriate. So, like where people give us feedback on, sometimes people tag you in a post, don't they, saying
Yeah.
anything, and I just share it.
But if you've
you
got
can put testimonials on your website, you can put testimonials, you can do like a little Canva card, can't you, for Insta or any
What?
sort of, you know, like
Canva, yeah.
Canva, it's
Oh, we're going to introduce you to Canva.
yeah,
Oh,
Canva's
right,
brilliant.
okay.
There's a completely free version, and I was really surprised by what you could do on the free version.
Yes,
We
it's like-
upgraded to the paid version now, which is
what's that for
brilliant,
making
and
banners and things?
what is it,
No,
like £15 a
everything.
month?
Every,
You can,
literally
what you can do is
Yeah.
brilliant. The
Canva.
free version is great. So you
There's
can make like a
templates.
little quote card, can't you, for
Yeah.
Insta, Facebook, and you can just say, "Oh, Louise said Andrew Berry's videos are brilliant," and then or you could just say they're great, and then my name at the bottom.
He's blushing
And then share
now.
that. Yeah, but just an example. I'm thinking on my feed here, but yeah. Anyway, you can think that.
yeah,
Yes, and then post that on your Instagram stories, your reels, or
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah, absolutely.
cool.
Okay. Michael is saying, I've been soldering silver for years, going to be starting gold. Any tips?
Lee, let you start this one.
Oh, you'll probably find it a little bit easier to work with. It's a little bit more forgiving, yellow gold anyway. Silver does come with a lot of problems, with the fire stain being one. Yeah, just try it. Go slowly, go steady. Just make sure all your joins are nice and tight. Don't forget the flux. Just go through all the same sort of procedures as you do with silver. And just, all the metals work differently. It's just having a practice, having a play. And if you've been working with silver, you know what you're looking for. It's just picking up on those little signs as you're going along, and you should be fine. Yeah.
I think the solder's better. The solder flows easier. You
Yeah.
don't have to worry about, as Lee said, about the fire scale and whatever you oxides that appear on the silver. It's the same flux, as Lee said. All the joints got to be nice and tight, flush, nice and clean, and then you use the gold solder instead of obviously the silver solder, and you can get that in the easy, the medium, and the hard as well for the different melting points. So that's all basically the same. So yeah, just got to do it, and it is a little bit easier because I think someone said that doing silver is a lot harder than soldering.
Yeah,
maybe gold.
you're worried about having too much heat on your silver, aren't you? You know.
Yeah.
But with gold, you don't have that worry. So I suppose it just relaxes you a little bit more, and it, like I said, it does seem to flow a lot easier.
It does, I think it does, yes. And it's the same acid, the same everything, it's just the solder that's going to be different, that's all. Please, maybe have another question.
Okay, I did see some people asking for your website and your Insta.
All right, you happy for me to
Yeah,
give
cool,
that out?
yeah, of course, Happy for that.
It reads easier than it's said. It's Jeweler Lee. So if you say it a bit quickly, it sounds like a bit of a Chinese comedy sketch. No sort of puns intended. But yeah, Jeweler Lee. So it's quite easy to remember, and that's the same for the website, jewelerlee.com. Instagram is Julie, Facebook Julie, Twitter I think it's the Julie.
It's the Julie.
Yeah.
And that's Julie spelled the British way.
Yes, spelt the British way.
Jeweller.
I've just popped it in the chat here.
Thank you. Yeah,
lovely.
cool. But yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, take a look. Let me know what you think, because as we was talking about with David, it's all new for me really, and my followers have gone up a little bit, well, quite a bit since I was on the show, but I'm still quite new to all the sort of the website side of things and Instagram, so it's a learning curve. So yeah, let me know what you think, if I'm doing it right. That would be good to know.
Absolutely. Good.
Dylan has a question about benches. Your personal suggestion: build it or buy it.
This bench I built when I started 30 odd years ago, and I still got it today. It's a simple bit of plywood. It was a 6 by
6x2,
4x4, something like that, and it was cut in half, fold it over, cut out that, and I've got it on simple bit of 4x2 bit of legs, and I still got it today, and I still use it.
It nearly went the other day.
It nearly went. I was pushing against one of the legs to try and get it back on a watch, but it's solid and it's screwed to the wall, and it's fine. It's had a bit of wear. I put a little bit of a plate on here, but that's great. Lee, what do you think about benches? What's happened to you? There we go.
Yeah, it's all depends what you need. If you just got you're working at home and you just need a small bench, great. I love old benches, so if you can pick up an old vintage bench, great. But I've just had a Durston bench, and I love that because it's got all the little drawers, all the little shelves. It's just fab to use. But horses for courses, what you need and what you can afford. You don't have to have an expensive bench. Like I said, a bit of worktop is what I started with, and a bench tin. Like Andrew said, just on a few 4x2 legs. And that worked for many years. It's only recently that I've upgraded and got a proper bench, as it were. But whatever works for you, yeah. If you've just got a tabletop, that's fine. You can get by. Just get your bench peg on there, a little rack for your tools. That's all you need.
And you do see some lovely photographs, don't you, on Facebook? People have made it, and it almost looks like a time machine. It's all sort of beautiful, and everything's around you, and you can make it purposely. Obviously, they're all pretty much the same sort of height, but you can put all your drawers, you can put little tubes down the side to put your files in. Yeah. You can really customise it to your heart's content, and or design it with that purpose in mind. The thing that I find with some of the ready-made benches is that you are limited to obviously what you have in front of you, and you've got the drawers, but then you can't really add any more drawers to it. No. So,
I've customised mine. I must speak to Matthew about it, because my new Durston bench, I have chopped it about a little bit to suit me, and I think that's what you need to do, is customise it. It's there to be used, to be worked on.
It's a tool.
It is a tool. It is your main tool, So if you've got to chop and change it a little bit, that's great, but don't be afraid to cut it about to work for you. Like Andrew said, it is a tool at the end of the day. It's there to be used, not looked at.
I've seen what's his name? We talked about him earlier.
Sonny,
yeah. Sonny's bench. Oh my gosh, you wouldn't recognise that's a Durston.
He's got everything
professional
on it.
Bench that I've got upstairs that Lee's got, and to look at it, you would not believe the state of it. It's burnt, it's dirty, it's absolutely.
It's worked.
It's worked. It's disgustingly filthy dirty, but it's his, and he knows where everything is. It doesn't matter if it burns a little bit. It's not there for show. It's an actual tool to be worked with. I
burnt mine for the first time the other day. Broke my heart. But there we go. There'll be plenty more.
Next question, please.
Dylan's saying, if you buy it, who would you suggest? Well, I think. It is the thing. We're going to go with Durston. We got Durston, and they are good benches. Yeah. But again, as everyone's been saying, it's horses for courses. Some people will not necessarily like a Durston; they'll want to go with another brand.
Yeah. I've got an Amir. I've got a 1950s Amir bench. It's a woodworking bench, but it's perfect for. I've got vices on. I've got the rolling mill set on because it's a big, heavy bench.
Nice, yeah.
And it's a super solid. Bit of kit. So if you can find an old bench that you can upcycle, great.
Even better.
Definitely.
A lot better quality. Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely. Next question, please.
Okay, favourite gemstones to work with?
Go on.
It's got to be round diamonds because they're a bit more forgiving than everything else. As Andrew, I recently had a Princess Cut peridot, took the corner straight off it within minutes. You can do that with diamonds, obviously, as well. But diamonds are so much easier to work with. But yeah, at the moment for me, coloured tourmalines. Yeah, I'm just loving the rose cuts at the moment. So yeah, fab.
I must admit, you said round, so like calibrated size diamonds. If you're flush setting it, it's just so easy. If the beading tool happens to touch the diamond, it won't chip, it won't mark. So easy. But I do like the salt and pepper diamonds, the rose cuts that we've got. I still haven't done anything with because I just haven't had time to get off the bench, have I really? But I do love the look of those, and I got some ideas in my head that I want to put down. You know, as
when you get a chance,
as a piece of jewellery, using rose gold, using diamonds. So yeah, I don't necessarily have a favourite because we get a chance to work with everything, don't we?
Yeah,
so
very fortunate.
so I can't, but yeah, diamond's going to be the best, I think, because they're so
Swiss blue
forgiving.
topaz for the colour. I just love Swiss blue topaz. It's so vibrant. Like I said, on a par with, well, not on a par, but similar to your Peru, but just such a lovely colour. Blues and pinks, greens, well, I love them all, to be honest.
I do actually like Mexican fire opal because of the colour. It reminds me of the Aperol we had on the weekend.
Well, we found one. Kerry and I found one when she was here, just upstairs in the drawer, because we've got some stones there which need to be ID'd. And we was just going through, and she was like, "Oh, it's a nice Mexican." But yeah, it is gorgeous. We need to do something with that.
Yeah, I know. Like everything else, we've got so many ideas, just haven't got time.
Not enough time.
Yeah. Okay, Shirley just received Sally Spencer's handbook, and it's fabulous. Thank you guys for recommending it. Well worth the money.
Good, excellent,
yeah,
good
brilliant. Jules is saying, can we see the way you have your benchmate and other tools set up on your benches, please? Bench inspection. Let's go.
I feel embarrassed now.
Oh,
That's your bottle. So this is Lee's.
can you see? I'll get out of the way.
So we'll bring this one over. So on this one, this was a bit more of a temporary
We're
thing. Was
still
it?
setting that down.
Yeah, this is a new concepts clamp that just clamps from underneath. It has a dovetail plate, and that can just go on like that there. Okay, so that's just nice and simple. Oh God, I feel really embarrassed to show this. This is let's just zoom out. There we go. So yeah, so I've got a kind of hold it. Lee, do me a favour, mate. Hold on to that.
I can't
There,
see what...
your cameraman now. You can see where
All
we're
right.
going now. All right. So I built my bench so many times that I've got a bit of. There you go. I've got a bit of aluminium here, and then we've got the GRS plate on the front, and again that just pops on there, and then down here again, lightly we got the go on, and then on the side of mine I've just got a little bit of lubrication on the side, so that's that. And Jason's is pretty much the same as mine because he's burned his bench as well so many times. Can you practice just about and just get Jason's? There? No,
where are you? No, it's behind the sign.
Behind the board.
Yeah, there we go.
So that's Jason's as well. Again, we've got a bit of aluminium by here because again we've burnt our benches so many times. And again, it is just simply the GRS dovetail on there. But the advantage with Lee's is as you can see, we've got we can take this off. And the idea was we can actually screw on a dovetail plate onto here, but this comes in quite handy with the measurement and the steel piece on the top you can use to hammer down on. So,
and my favourite pliers at the moment as well.
Nice pink.
Fab, they are.
Really?
Yeah, going everywhere with those.
So there we go. So those are sort of our bench sort of setups at the moment with that. There you go. You sit down, Ollie. Sit down now.
Great.
Cool. There we go.
Okay.
Next question then.
Elizabeth's asking me, do you like doing the dirty work in regards to my
hands-on
I was doing earlier? Yeah.
You like that, do you?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's hard. It's harder than I thought. It's technique, isn't it? It's learning a new thing, but yeah, it's good. It's really good. Because you were worried about me dirtying my nails.
Well, yeah, I don't want you ruining your hands on everything.
Yes. All the best people have them, don't they?
Yep.
Sure do.
Exactly. So I don't mind.
Filthy hands.
Fine. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. David is asking, could electrical pliers be used to measure gauge?
Electrical pliers?
Yes, I know what it means. Some of them have got cutouts for wire gauges, haven't they? I think that's what it means. Yeah. They've got yes, and I know working on the old cars as well. Sometimes there's some like crimping tools as well that have got notches and gauges on them. So yeah, probably. Yeah,
Cool.
And they are usually in gauge rather than millimetre sizes. You know?
So I was thinking of electrical as in...
For stripping, for stripping wires and
Oh, cool. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Probably yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Julian is saying, I hate it when people try to get you to drop your price, saying they saw something similar elsewhere cheaper. I say, well, buy it there. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's
because,
tough. It is tough.
Yeah, people aren't prepared to pay for it. There's going to be other people who will.
Like I said,
So-
it took me a long time to value my worth, and you've got to hold your ground. You give somebody a price, and if they're happy with that, great. If not, then you've saved yourself a lot of
You're
hassle.
not your customer. And that's the
Yeah.
thing as well, isn't it? It's calling out to your ideal customer.
Like I said, it is tough because we all need to work, but sometimes you've got to know when to say no. I can't do it for that.
Yeah.
There was somebody who put a post on Facebook, was it last night, and said, I want to buy an 18 carat wedding band soft Cookson. What should I charge? So I think it cost £250. So I said, just mark it by 3.
Got to.
Just simple like that.
Yeah.
And then she said, oh yeah, but there's someone else, I googled it, someone else is selling rings like that for 550.
Well,
But everybody else, there will always be somebody out there selling it cheaper than you.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, there's not much point going cheaper than that, because there'd always be someone else who come in, well, I can do it for 400, well, I can do it for 350. So there's always be somebody else to do it.
It is hard.
Plus, when we sell something, as you do, you have nice packaging, luxury packaging, nice
all
boxes.
adds up.
It all has to be paid for,
Yeah.
and it's better than just someone coming along and buying a ring and they just chuck it in a little box like that, because it's got no worth to it, is it?
I think it's the same as you do with your making. You follow that through. You've spent so much time and put so much effort into making something that to stop then and just throw it in a box. You've got to carry that on through. So you've got the final package is the same quality as your work. You've got to sort of see it through. And I'm the world's worst. I'm always doing myself down with pricing. Speaking to Andrew now, I know I've got to sort of hold my ground and, well, this is what it's going to cost and stick to it. But it is tough.
Because we're finding this, aren't we? Because some of our repair prices, you're going, that's too cheap too cheap
for the risks we are taking.
What we do, yeah.
You know, we're putting ourselves under pressure and not charging accordingly. Because if it does go wrong, we've got to put it right.
But then, likewise, I'm telling you, you've got to increase your prices.
I know, we're as bad as each other.
No, I'm going to knock your heads together.
The world's worst. It is tough. I think it's from the background I've come from. We never had a lot growing up. So you are aware that things are tough. This is a luxury item, and to ask for that amount of money is hard for me to sort of get that out there and say, it's especially when you're talking like 18 carat, it's ridiculous price, and then to have to say to somebody, well, it's going to be £1,800 or whatever it is. It's tough to. So all of a sudden you say, I'll call it 15, or go on, call it 40. You can't do it.
Yeah.
You've got to. And I know. I give the advice. I just don't take it. You know. But it is
Listen
tough.
to yourself, really.
Yeah.
But it is hard, and I know. You know, you got to stick to your guns. And if someone says, "Well, that's it. Can you do it for any cheaper?" And sometimes I will work out what, say, the metal costs and what labour costs.
Yeah, it is
And if
hard.
someone says, "Will you do me a discount off that?" I say, "Well, I'll tell you what. Look, I can't reduce my labour costs. I can't go back to the water board and say, tell you what, I'll give you less this month.
True.
Electric board, I'll give you less this month. Those are your fixed costs. But maybe I'd come down on the metal price a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're covering yourself. You've always making sure that you've got that money to pay for your gas, your electric, your rent, your rates, your food, because that's a fixed cost.
Yeah.
But the metal, you can come down. So I'll give you 10% off the metal cost. It sounds good, but it's only a fraction of actually what that piece is costing.
Definitely.
So
And
that's the way I would do it.
I find it hard when people ask for discounts on repairs. You
Yeah.
know, there's no way really, because you are but people still try and chip you down on repair work, and
That's where it's easy for a third person to say,
this
you
is
know,
how much a
this is what it
repair
costs.
is.
And do you know what I can't stand is people who say, well, that's his holiday paid for. On like a, you know, £150 to £200.
Yeah, people
they say,
do.
well, no, because look around you.
Yeah.
No, this needs to be paid for. Actually, that doesn't even. You know, we're grateful for the business, but that doesn't.
This is it. We are fair.
It's all of the costs that involved in running of a business, or even, you know.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, there are people out there that are, hard to say, ripping people off, but they are.
Yeah.
You know, they are charging above and beyond. And when you try and be honest and give an honest price, when people come back with that, you think, well, no,
It's
not really.
disheartening,
It
though,
is.
isn't it?
It
It's
makes
really
you. Yeah,
disheartening.
it does get you down. But
And the other thing that also helps is actually if you produce an actual price list or a price book, in terms of how much is it, and you go through the book and you point the price and you say that's £65.
It's not like I've made it up or plucked it up here.
that's
It's there.
It's not a made up price, and then they go,
Yeah.
oh, 60. Well, that is the price.
Yeah.
As you say, he hasn't gone. Well, I'm going to go out for a meal tonight. Asking me £20. We'll add £20 onto the cost of that. No, because that is the price, and it's harder for them to say, "Will you do it for cheaper?" Well, actually, that is the price
That's the
because
price,
it says it in the book.
Yeah.
So I find a little price book.
something I'll have to do.
Well, we have to revisit this because it's August 2020. So we have to revisit this again
Yeah, you definitely need
and
to
go
review
through
it.
this.
We
But
need to review it
definitely a
anyway,
price book. Definitely.
Yeah.
Next question, please.
Okay. Can chalkboard chalk be stuffed into a threaded hole so no flow into the threads occur?
Never tried chalk. So to stop solder flowing. Never tried chalk. Don't know.
No, sorry, no me.
No. We use what do you use to stop solder from flowing?
I don't really sort of follow the question, to be honest. It's a threaded part. Is it to take like a screw back, or
Perhaps, or even say to stop solder flowing onto a neighbouring part, just to restrict the flow of solder. I presume that's what.
Yeah,
that's what
well,
you mean.
your solder should only flow where you fluxed. So as long as you've been careful with your flux, it shouldn't go anywhere else. If you're controlling your solder with your heat, it's just making sure you only solder only flux what you need to solder, and use a minimal amount of solder, even if you've got to do it again just to build it up.
But then sometimes then the argument then comes back with, to protect a silver surface from fire scale, you cover it all with flux to stop. Yeah. And then you think, hang on a second, that means the whole surface is going to get
that's
soldered. So then
something that I've never sort of advocated, is because if you get a part of that silver hotter than where your join is, the solder will jump to that part.
Yeah.
It's
it's tricky.
it is a tricky one.
There are things out there like you've got like Tipex stop out liquid. You've got things like yellow ochre or powdered rouge mixed up with a bit of water. That will inhibit the flow of solder. But I've never tried chalk.
No.
But that'd be interesting. I have to try that one.
Somebody will know.
Absolutely. No.
Okay. It's cool to see the real shop, the studio benches.
Yeah,
Bit of a difference.
It is. Yeah.
This is where the magic happens. Romy, the first scratch or mark on a bench always needs a moment of silence.
Yeah, completely. I just done a melt, so I just taken it out of the mould, and I don't know. Well, luckily it flicked onto the bench, not onto my feet, and it just sizzled. So I got 2 big brown marks, but it's all character building, definitely.
It's nice. But I remember I was at bench and I'd had the flame. I think I was kneeling, and then I just went a bit too far with that, and the flame went on the bench. I was like, no. But then the first one is always the worst.
Yeah, definitely.
Sandra is saying, dumb question. No, it's not. There's no such thing as a dumb question. It's a loop just for gems.
No, you use loop for anything you want to. We've normally got one. Louise has one around her neck.
Handy for getting splinters out as well.
Yeah, looking where you are. But we always use a loop. Admittedly, with things like we've got our optivisors, so that often helps. You don't often use too much, but there are lots of people who will inspect things with a loop. I know Sean used to do that on other businesses. Used to get his monitor.
Get his loop out. They're handy. You can just pop it in your pocket. You know, it's I think that's the good thing. Or on your lanyard or whatever. It's just handy rather than having the optivisors on all the time. You know,
especially in this way, you don't sweat
definitely.
as much. Yeah.
No, a loop is good.
Absolutely. Do you have 2 more questions then, Luke? It's 5:10 now.
Lynn,
Yeah.
how can I stop purchasing tools?
It's tough. It is an addiction.
Purchasing
You'll
Yeah.
never get rid of the addiction, I'm
Too
sorry.
many is too many pliers and hammers.
Well, this is the thing. You start modifying them when you've got too many, and they are luxury. You don't need all of them, but yeah, it is an addiction. It is a disease.
Start with the minimum, isn't it? Start with minimum what you need, and then grow from there. And if you're lucky enough to buy someone who's giving up the trade or wants to sell their stuff, try and buy their tools.
Yeah, old tools.
We've got some tools on your bench there. Some
Definitely,
like those, was it wubbers they call them? Those, all different, whatever. But yeah, and then you get a chance to buy all sorts of things. Then you know, these little
Ring benders?
nylon ones and that sort of thing. So that's a good way of picking up tools. Nice.
But you're right. There's too many tools out there. We're spoilt for choice, and it's so easy to just spend.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll let you choose, Louis. Whatever questions. Yeah.
Where are we?
No.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Scrolling.
Some good questions today, actually.
Yeah.
Good questions coming in.
Those hands and nails, yes. Where is the best place to buy loose diamonds or gemstones? Life is fruitful. Where are you in the world?
Yeah.
The chat disconnected. No, I don't think so.
No.
Still here.
Yeah. Obviously, we always promote AE Ward.
Yeah, Wards is
and there's
fab.
there's a couple of others that you deal with as well, isn't it, Lee?
Charmers Gems do a lot of online little sales. They have little pop-ups. They don't have huge amounts of stones, but they have some very interesting stuff. Lots of big cabochons and things. But yeah, Wards, fantastic. If you ever get a chance to visit, go and see them up in Hatton Garden. They've got a good website, haven't they, Andrew?
They have, really good,
so you can go in and see the photos and have some different and unusual stuff. Diamonds I don't use a huge amount of, so I'm a little bit out of touch with that side of things.
Yeah, I suppose the thing with diamonds, there are diamond brokers, or not diamond dealers.
Yeah.
So there's lots of places, but whether they would deal with 1 or 2 little ones, or whether they deal with parcels or packets, that sort of thing, I don't know.
Then weirs, I've always had little sort of anything from 0.5 up to sort of 3 mil diamonds, as well as wards, as well with the smaller white stones. Yeah, but as for big stones, yeah, you sort of need to go to the big boys
Go to
for
a dedicated diamond dealer for that, isn't it? Yeah. How are we doing, Lou?
Shahab is saying, I'm working on a 24 karat gold piece. What's the best way to solder it?
24 carat.
Yeah,
Is it 22 or
24.
Definitely 24?
24.
Because that's pure.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's going to be very, very soft. Yeah.
I'd say you have to weld it. I presume we don't deal with that really. 24 pure golds, but I would thought you flux it and you've just got to weld it.
Yeah.
I would have thought it's maybe something like fine silver, where they fuse fine silver and you get the flash when the surface melts and it just joins. So that must be true of gold, I would have thought.
Yeah. Super tight joins. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. How are we doing then?
Did we get to the bottom of the disc cutter thing? I think it was a standard, just a normal disc cutter. I suppose it's safety first with that, isn't it? Making sure everything is held.
Yeah, I don't know whether there's going to be any sparks coming off titanium.
I don't know. I've never cut it in that respect, because it's usually CNC, isn't it? This is or
lasered or water pressure. You know, we've used saw blades to cut it, but I've never tried it on a disc cutter. No, never had it on a disc cutter.
Okay.
Yeah, last one then.
You want another one?
Yeah, last one.
Okay. You always do this.
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah, a couple of people are popping in the chat, please. So sorry, you in the US for the stone question.
Don't
yes.
know.
New York. Susan saying Pioneer Gems in the States. We don't know any gem dealers in the States, so we won't be able to advise you on that. I'm sorry. But if anybody else can, pop it in the chat, please. Okay. How do you log your jewellery in your price book? Do you give codes for them? Nikki. Hiya, Nikki. No, we don't give codes. It's just literally a price, isn't it, in the book? It's just like a menu.
What, repair book?
A repair book. I think that's what you mean. In your jewellery and your price book. Yeah. So, well, Nikki, you're visiting us next week, I think, aren't you? So, yeah, we'll show you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're still up for because I know you're quite local. No, not local, but I can show you anyway when you come and see us.
Yeah. I think when it comes to if you want to say catalogue the jewellery, you can catalogue things like an R for a ring, P for a pendant, and you can put then stones in, R for rubies, sapphires, and you can sort of work those sort of letters into a code. So when you look at the code, you think, oh, that's a...
Oh, I see. So they make sense.
That's a 9-carat sapphire ring with diamonds or something like that, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Size O or whatever it might be.
You can work that within the price, and that then would be quite
rings,
unique.
for instance, we've got a system for that with the new range, haven't we? So we've got like the daffodil pendant comes in silver and yellow gold, but the silver version will have an S. I think Bog I do it, don't we?
Similar to
the fact that it's silver and
like Curtis chains and things in it. You've got your silver in front of your S rather, and G the gold.
So that would be. But when you come and see us, we'll certainly show what's what.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, well, I think that's about it. Well, I do apologise for a little bit late starting. It's been a bit hectic here this afternoon, but I've cooled down a little bit. I'm still sweating.
I'm glad you have.
I'm still sweating a little bit. But yeah, thanks very much for coming on today. I hope we've answered your questions. Sorry we didn't answer every single one, but as you know, it is a little bit harder to try and get through to everybody. But thank you everybody for coming on today. And also thank you to this man as well, to Lee.
Thanks for having me
today and for answering some of the questions. It's been really good fun.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Thank you, Lee, for that.
Thanks, everyone.
And Louise, anything you need to say?
I think there was. But I'm just so much of a tizzy today. The film we tried to show you last week is now live on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's up there.
So thank you for that.
Sorry about all the couple last week. I don't think there's anything else that we need to. We're still going through your suggestions throughout the bench. So there's some brilliant suggestions there. We're going to get them into a report and we'll read through them all. It's quite a lot of information to process at the moment.
Yep.
So we will tell you what improvements.
Absolutely.
Be on
we're
the
not here
horizon.
next Monday.
Next Monday, we're not going to be here. We're going on holiday. So we're going to be away
for a week.
Yeah, maybe.
So normal service will be resumed on the something of August.
So yeah, Jazz is at home looking after the cat.
So August the 9th.
Yeah.
So we're back on August the 9th.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Ella's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So we're back on August the 9th, having a 1 week's break, so I do apologise for that. I did say to Louise, perhaps we can do a live on holiday, and then when I woke up, she said, there's no way, can't we have 1 week, she said, can't we have 1 week? Oh, go on then. We'll have a 1 week off. Go on.
He spoils you, I tell you.
I'm absolutely
spoils you.
I don't know why he puts up with it, I really don't.
We even did the live from the hotel when you did your course, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good fun.
It's good fun. All right, everyone. So thank you very much for coming on this afternoon. Sorry we didn't get through to everyone's questions. And I hope you enjoyed our little bit of a surprise guest, Lee, this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
And that's about it. Lise, say goodbye. Goodbye. Lee,
bye.
Say goodbye. Bye. Everyone, thank you for coming on. We will see you on August the 9th. Week's break next week for us, but we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Everyone, take care for now. See you. Bye.